I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you with us this evening. Good to see a good crowd here. So first item on tonight's agenda is the approval of the July 23rd minutes. Any corrections, comments, changes? No? If not, those minutes will be approved as submitted. Next item, report of the town manager, Mr. Warner.
Thank you, Mayor Black, members of council. Just a couple of administrative items, but the second one is of interest to certain citizens. On behalf of the Central Virginia Business Coalition, I just wanted to pass along the information that regrettably the Battle of the Bands event scheduled for this Saturday, August 17th, has been canceled due to changes in participation. The second thing I want to bring to everybody's attention is our electric department is going to have a scheduled emergency outage tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock a.m. We have put out a social media blast on that, talking about the affected streets. I will tell people we apologize terribly for the inconvenience. It's an emergency scheduled outage because there is a piece of equipment that is vital to the function of the system that we know needs to be replaced. Based on the load of the system, 7 a.m. is the best time to do it. We will try our best to have that done in 30 minutes. It might take as much as an hour. And if we didn't have to do it, we wouldn't. But if we didn't do it, we would have an unscheduled outage that we wouldn't know what we're dealing with. So terribly sorry for those folks who are affected, particularly as school started. But
what area is that?
I don't have the list of streets with you. There is a list of streets on our social media.
It's on Facebook. Okay.
Mr. Watts has posted. I apologize. I just got wind of that on my way to the meeting tonight.
Okay.
But 7 a.m. tomorrow, a good portion of the town, I think on the northwestern circuit, will have a scheduled outage, but we'll get it back as soon as we can. And that concludes my report, but I'll be happy to respond to any questions.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Warner? All right. Next item, appearances before council. We've got one person signed up, Reverend Ross Gilfillan. Come on up and give us your name and address for the record, and give us your thoughts.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Ross Gilfillan, and I'm the senior pastor at Longwood Avenue Baptist Church here in town. I live at 1239 Ashland Circle, and I moved here about 11 years ago. I'm currently raising 4 daughters under the age of 14. I've come here to pray for you, but maybe you should be praying for me. But I say that because I want to first start out by saying this is a great place to raise children. And I thank you for your contributions and what you have done to make Bedford what it is that I can raise my children in a safe environment like this. And so, anyways, I've come here to pray for you tonight, so let's go ahead and join together in prayer. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, in your words you tell us that years ago, a man named Solomon made request for wisdom to lead an entire nation of people. And tonight, Lord, I am coming before you in prayer for our elected officials. Lord, I pray for this meeting that you would give wisdom and clarity, that you would also give productivity to the topics that will be discussed, that the elected officials here will be able to discuss openly and with transparency the topics at hand, and to accomplish much in this meeting. Lord, we thank you for the town of Bedford. We thank you for these elected officials, and we pray for their protection. Lord, we also thank you for the gospel, that you sent your Son, Jesus Christ, into this world to die on a cross, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And I pray these things in your Son's name, in the precious name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you all.
Amen.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to speak during the public comment period this evening? No? Okay. Next item, council comments. Darrell, we'll start your end this tonight.
Just thankful for Pastor Ross's words and the cool weather we've got now. That's it.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming. I especially thank you for that prayer. We can never have too much prayer. But I also want to give a shout out to the electric department. A few days ago, we had a little problem, but they were on it until it was finished. And some of you, I thank you for your patience, because you understood that what they were doing, they're going to be doing it again at 7 o'clock. So don't nobody call me and say the power is out. They told us. Yeah. Okay? So, but I just want to thank them for the job that they do, that they're constantly doing. I think that Bedford is moving in a very good direction. I noticed that our mural is ready, and that's going to be, the unveiling is going to be Sunday, next Sunday?
This Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Okay. Well, I hope everybody will be there. It's a beautiful sight. But I just want to thank all of you for being here, and I thank my constituents for the work that y'all have been doing. We've every now and then it's okay to pat yourself on the back, and I think we've done some good stuff, getting some things done and being a part of things. So it's okay to pat yourself on the back. But in case you don't want to do it, I'll pat you on the back. Thank you for what you're doing.
Just pass it on.
That's all I got.
All right, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I want to thank Mr. Ross for the prayer. Thank you for that. Just want to say congratulations to the Bedford Get-Together and the mural that they have put together in the town up here. That's going to be a great thing for our town and moving forward in the future. Electric company, thank them for helping everybody get the power back on. I know sometimes as citizens and stuff, we don't understand why our power goes out. There's always irksome little things that happen in the Danielle update. So trying to get stuff where we have a great power. And you know, most time when our power go out, it ain't but a very little bit of time our power is back on. We don't have to wait days like APCO does. I was talking to UCG.
No comment.
So,
Not gonna smack the hand that feeds me.
Also, I just want to throw something out there real quick. You know, we go through a time in our lives or whatever, and you know, there's always somebody who's trying to scam somebody. So be careful when you see people on the side of the road or within the town or phone calls on the phone and stuff like that, because, you know, you don't want to get scammed. And, you know, we work hard for what we do in our lives, and, you know, there is people that does need help, but there is people that will scam you. So.
Very good. I just want to thank everyone for coming. I mean, there have been some meetings where I can almost hear Matco in the room there when I talk, so appreciate everybody coming. And again, hats off to all of staff. I mean, you all work well together. Electric department, I mean, as Stacy just said, they go out all types of weather. I mean, when it's 95-degree weather or 10-degree weather, they keep the power back on and get it back on quickly. And I appreciate the prayer. I really do. We need all the prayers we can get. And I'm going to put you on my prayer list too. But once again, I appreciate everything, and you all just keep up the good work.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We appreciate the audience. We don't often get to talk to an audience, so it's good. Our workers here in town, the electric department, and all the rest of our workers deserve a big thanks from the folks here. I think they do a great job and keep things moving. And with the rest of them, you know, any prayers we can get here, somebody said, it's kind of like what's the middle management prayer? They don't have a prayer. I feel that way sometimes here. So I'll pass on.
Well, thank y'all for being here. I'm not going to repeat what everybody else said, but thank you for everybody.
Hey, a couple things. Once again, welcome everybody. Come and see us more often. You know, this is where we kind of talk about a lot of issues here in town and try to make the best decisions to serve you guys as best we can. So, you know, if you can come more often, we'd love to hear from you. If you've got concerns, you know, reach out to any one of us at any time. You know, we'll try to get you an answer the best we can. Sometimes the answers we can't do anything about that, but sometimes there are things we can do. So just, the better we can build that relationship between this council and our community, and hear from y'all, it, makes for a better a town all around. So once again, thank you all for coming. Once again, thank you everybody, the electric department, Public Works, getting the streets cleaned up and stuff after the storm. We kind of dodged a bullet with Debbie. It could have been a lot worse. So, but the police department, the fire department helped me out getting a tree out of the road. So just thank everybody for what you did before and after that weather event. Which kind of leads me into another thing I want to bring to the public's notice and council's notice. Last night, the Bedford County Board of Supervisors had a presentation from the National Weather Service out of Blacksburg, where Bedford County and also the town of Bedford have been declared a storm-ready community, which is a really good thing. Kent Roby, who's the emergency management coordinator for the county, worked with Chief Lewis here in town to work collaboratively together to help put that application together. So you'll hopefully see some signs going up. We got a few signs to put up on our town signs saying we're storm ready. So not every locality does that and goes through that, but it's just another kind of thing saying we're trying to do everything we can. Because weather events seem to be becoming more extreme and a little more regular. So, just as citizens, we're kind of doing the best we can to be prepared for those emergency situations. Once again, Reverend Garfield, thank you for coming and praying over us this evening. Appreciate that. We do have the Bedford Get Together has their mural dedication this Sunday afternoon, 5 o'clock. In Centertown Park, so hopefully we'll get a good crowd there, kind of hear the history behind that and the meaning behind that, and celebrate the accomplishment of some public art on and see where they go from there with that. So thank y'all for your hard work on that, and look forward to seeing y'all on Sunday. And then one last thing, just to pass along to. Is the Bedford County Fair is not this weekend, the next weekend. That's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that'll be located out on Fallen Creek Park. So they moved that a little bit closer to town, so I hope our town residents will take advantage of that. They'll have I think they're going to have some bands, some fireworks, a midway, carnival games, whatever. Just an old country county fair, so hopefully you'll take advantage of that as well. So that's all I had this evening. Report of council committees. I don't believe we had any council committee meetings since the last meeting, and no revisions to the agenda of anything. All right. If not, we'll go right into the new business. Mr. Warner.
First item of business deals with the performance agreement extension, which will be the second such extension proposed by D-Day Omstay LLC regarding the Hampton Inn Business Class Hotel. D-Day Omstay LLC is requesting a second extension of the performance agreement with the Town Council and Town Economic Development Authority. The original performance agreement is dated June 15, 2023. Subsequent first amended performance agreement is dated January 23, 2024. And was executed when the Hampton brand provided a new hotel model after the developer had begun architectural work. That agreement extended the term of the first milestone for building footers by 6 months and the project completion date by 5 months. The developer is requesting a second extension at this time due to the engineering plan that shows the need for an additional 8 feet of grading fill to be brought to the site. This requires additional time to acquire the fill dirt and related time for compaction before footers can be poured. The revised time request is for an additional 6 months from September 30, 2024 to March 31, 2025 for the performance measure of having footers poured. The request is also for an additional 8 months of time for the final performance date to change from December 31, 2025 to August 30, 2026. Hilton has agreed to allow the Hampton Inn to upgrade to a Hampton Inn and Suites with extra rooms and additional meeting area square footage. The developer has provided a letter of request, the site plan sheet for the hotel, a heat map showing the planned fill design, and the Hampton Design Guide for the Bedford site. Since receiving the letter requesting the amendment, Bedford County has approved the erosion and sediment control and stormwater management plan dated August 1, 2024. The next step for that process is for the county to issue a land disturbance permit after conditions in that approval are met. Both the Economic Development Authority and Town Council will need to agree to an extension for a second amended performance date if they choose to do so. The EDA will take this up at their meeting on August 9th for consideration. The text that is proposed to change from the first amended agreement is as follows. 1, Section 2.d of the performance agreement is amended to remove the words September 30, 2024 and insert in its place March 31, 2025. And 2, the definition of performance date in Section 4 of the performance agreement is amended to remove the words December 31, 2025 and insert in its place August 30, 2026. Tonight, Town Council is requested to consider authorizing amendment of the First Amendment to the performance agreement for the Hampton Inn Hotel.
All right, do we have anybody that wants to speak from the developer or before we entertain a motion and maybe answer some questions? Would you all like to just kind of give us a little more detail into some of these changes and allow us to maybe ask some questions just a little bit, if you don't mind? Yes. I appreciate that.
Good evening, council members. My name is Amit Patel. We are developing on behalf of D-Day Homestay LLC. We have got an opportunity to present our request. With us, we have Paul Henniger on behalf of Lumsden Engineering Group. He will walk us through related to the civil engineering side. I think we have submitted one letterhead from our architect. I think everybody might have one. There are some important dates I would like to walk you all through where we started from this year and what we have achieved and how we are moving forward. It should be one with the red letterhead mark on the left-hand side. So the new prototype was launched in December 2023 by the Hampton Inn after several years. And as soon as we got that, we started through our architect in January because of the holiday season from scratch. So from zero, whatever we have done before last year, we had to just throw away and start zero. The design was submitted to Hilton 25% on April 10th, 2024. And we received the comment on April 26, 2024 from the Hilton about 25% plan and what they like to see in that. With that time taking so much, we requested Hilton that if they can skip this 25 to 50 to 90 to 100, in between that 50 and 90, and then jump from 25% to 100%, so that the 2-month wait will be skipped. So they agreed, which was nice of them, and by coordinating closely with the architect, with us, engineering, and the Hilton, we were able to submit the full 100% submission of the plan on June 3rd, 2024, just like a month and a half ago. We did got the comments from them on August 7th, just like kind of a few days ago, about what are the things they likes to see. So that comment was a lot of different things because they are learning as we speak. This is a first prototype. Nothing in US has been built yet with this. So they are changing as if somebody's building, they're changing the plans accordingly. So they just walk us through that we wanted to do a little bit different, and these are the comments. So they put those together and give it to the architect June 3rd, to the architect on August 7th, and he is getting all those things ready, and he's going to submit by the end of this month, within next 2 weeks, so that they have it. So this is the walkthrough. We have it right now, what we have done architecture-wise. I would like Paul to talk about the civil side, what we have done, and then we'll walk further that what are the plans we would like to get. That's why we are asking for the request.
Thanks, Amit. Paul Henniger with Lumsden Associates from Roanoke, Virginia. I'm the civil engineering project manager on this particular project. I guess really to start at the beginning, we were working at the concept phase last year when we found out, of course, that they're going to change the prototype. So that pretty much put a halt on everything we were doing because we didn't have any idea, what the length or the width or anything of the building or even the shape of the building was going to be. So we had to stop everything we're doing and then wait until the prototype was finished the first of the year, and then wait for the architects, to give up. They had to take the prototype and make a building plan out of it and then give that to us so that we knew what the size and the shape of the building was. And I believe we started that probably in about April of this year. And as soon as we got the new prototype, I started working on the finishing up the concept plan so we could site the building in the orientation that we wanted it, and then started on all the grading. The site does have quite a bit of fill in it. I'm sure you're familiar with the site, but it's kind of in like a bowl area right now. So the main reason that the fill is what it is, that the road that comes off of Tiger Trail Road, it can only be so steep. You can't just dive right in there. So really the elevation of the building was set based on the slope of the road coming in from Tiger Trail. And that's what set the finished floor of the building. And then we tried to find as much fill material as we could on site to limit the amount of off-site fill as much as possible. And in the end, which I think you have a heat map there that shows all of the elevations, the red areas are cut, the green areas are filled. And we're going to need approximately about 16,000 cubic yards of material from another site. We can't generate all that material on there. So at this particular point now, we have an approved set of plans from the county. We have a very just minor couple text changes that the Bedford Regional Water Authority asked for, and I believe that we should be getting an approval from the town. They had a couple comments. Should be getting approval from them any minute now. We did have some comments last week, as Amit said, from Hilton. I've already revised all of those comments. They were pretty minor. And tomorrow we're going to send our plans back to the architect, and then he in turn will send them on to Hilton so they can look at them. I really don't anticipate Hilton having any more comments for us. They're not as focused on the site as much as they are the building itself. So really all they wanted was us to show a larger EV charging space, essentially, is really what the only comment that they wanted from us that was really meaningful. So, engineering-wise on this particular project, we're pretty much all the way done with everything that we're going to do. And then, once we start the construction phase, of course, we'll do like construction stakeout and stuff like that and help Amit in anything that he needs in the project. So I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any as well. Thank you.
A minute, and then we'll see if there's any questions.
So, yeah. So moving forward, the request we did in 6 months is, it will take maybe around August to submit by architect with all the changes to the Hilton. In September, the Hilton will approve the final 100% saying, yes, everything looks good. Putting a third comment area too, in case if they come with the third comment saying, okay, there are maybe 5-10 things changing. That is put as a cushion already in it. So let's say around September we get all those details in our hand. Then the next thing is something in October we are hoping we can start more like doing the dirt removal and things like that and start that process, which will take almost 4 months, 3 to 4 months. So by February we should be kind of more ready with the, the grading done. The pad ready, yes. And then around same time, parallel around February, we'll start the doing the pouring of the footer. So we have kept 1 month as a cushion, and that's why we are requesting for March 31st of 2025.
All right. Any other information you want? All right. Any questions? So, a couple things, if you want me to start.
You go ahead.
A couple things. The EDA had kind of approving the extension subject to getting some of these dates and stuff. So, one of them was the date when the soil disturbance permit will be activated. So, you've got your approval, but that does, you won't start mobilizing equipment and starting the work until October. Is that kind of your time frame now?
Yes, the reason is if there is a change plan, then we are again changing the whole thing.
Okay.
Second thing is Hilton has requested the pad area in the back right next to the swimming pool. We have pretty much the same size of the pad area for outdoor activity. They are making us reduce that.
Okay.
So if we are reducing that, then we are increasing more green land and around it. So if we start something and if we cannot fulfill, then we want to make sure that we have everything in our hand before we start the project kind of thing for the groundwork or dirt work. And second thing, there are 2 or 3 things in the approval. I think one is the bond.
Right, you probably gotta have a
And
bond,
then,
yeah.
a couple of things
Okay.
we have, and then we can start that.
Okay, so, all right. Next question, there was a question about finalizing the contract with Hilton. Has that been done? Is that, when they talk about, I'm reading an email I got from Mr. Buttram from the chairman of the EDA. One of the questions was the Hilton contract and, Hilton contract and Inn and Suite design to be finalized. So you think that'll be the September deadline?
That's right.
That's the end of September, correct?
Yes,
Okay. You talked about starting to fill dirt in October and being done by February,
that's right.
weather permitted, yeah. And then, date when the footers would begin in March. Is that correct?
February, but March for
March,
sure.
okay, all right. Have you, with that much dirt, 16,000 cubic yards, what was it, 3,000 dump truck loads, something like that?
I mean, this would be less now because Paul was able to find some on-site,
On-site,
but
okay.
I'll let him answer that because he knows.
And have you identified a source of that much fill dirt? Okay, so that,
So the off-site fill that we need, which is the fill we can't generate on site, is approximately 16,000 cubic yards. You can move about 1,500 to 2,000 cubic yards of dirt a day. So that's really like 11 days of hauling. So it's not a huge amount. Really what is the most time-consuming part of it is a lot of the utilities, so the storm drains, the sanitary sewer, and the water lines, those are all in the structural fill. So for instance, a lot of the storm drains are very close to the existing ground because the storm drain has to, start at one end of the site and go all the way down to the bottom. So as you keep going downhill, the storm drain gets deeper and deeper.
Right.
So a lot of the storm drain, you would actually strip the topsoil off the ground and start installing some of the storm drain, and then you start filling as you go, and then you just keep adding sections onto all the manholes. And then as you get closer to the surface, that's where in the structural fill where you're going to have your sanitary sewer, and then 3 feet below the surface is where your water line is. So you're not only bringing in the 16,000 cubic yards from off-site, you're also having to install all those utilities that are located in the structural fill at the same time. And that's the reason why it takes between 3 and 4 months. So the dirt, it's really not you could bring the dirt in way faster than you can install all those utilities. So the utility installation is the part that's the most time-consuming in the whole process.
okay. And what about testing for compaction and all that kind of stuff? And
The Bedford Regional Water Authority has a soil stockpile site that they're going to let Amit use. And Amit is talking to ECS, if you're familiar with them. They're a geotechnical engineering firm. And they're going to, on a continual basis, will be testing all the fill material as it's leaving that borrowed site. In fact, I think they've already have some samples already to test that. And it's a way more dirt than we would ever need. So if they had bad soils in one place in that fill material, we could just check someplace else, and kind of hunt around if we had to. But typically, those soils are from trenching when they put in water lines and stuff like that. So most of all that subsoil, and they were putting it there to waste it to use someplace else. So we should be able to find the 16,000 cubic yards that we need there. And it's only 5 miles away from the site too, which is thankfully we don't have to go a tremendous distance or anything like that.
Right. I think that, anybody have any other?
I just have one quick question. You say Hilton has agreed to allow Hampton Inn to upgrade to a Hampton Inn and Suites. So how many additional rooms or suites will you be adding?
So that's a good thing that it took us like a month and a half to get that, but from 85 rooms, we are doing now 88 rooms. There would be almost 22 rooms, which will be suite rooms.
And were there any suites in the original plan?
There were, but they were kind of like less than 1/4 or maybe 1/3 kind of thing, like single digit. Now we are having almost 22 on it. So that's a good thing. Second thing is from a prototype which was maybe around 50,000 square feet, now we are at 57,700 square feet. So it's going to be more open space, public space, things like that.
Right.
And we do have meeting area which we were planning 1,500 square feet before. Now we got almost 1,670 square feet. So that will accommodate more people, and we can have more bigger crowd at our facility.
Yeah. It's a nice upgrade. Yeah.
So your meeting rooms will also be larger, automatically be larger too than the original?
I'm sorry.
Your meeting rooms, if you have meeting rooms, they'll be larger, become larger by design?
Yes.
Okay.
This will be almost like 15-20% larger.
Okay.
than the, and the new prototype, what they have done is they have done also a pre-meeting room. So there is a spot where registration and things can be done. If we count, then it's much bigger. So yes.
But just do me a favor, just bring a big piece of big heavy equipment and set it on site to make me know you on your way. Let me know you on your way.
So we did put a sign yesterday, before yesterday, but then the graphic was not that good, so I might have to take it out too, because they are really particular about their name and things, and because of that PDF, so yeah, I might have to take it out.
Okay.
So I have a question. So with the additional space and the additional dirt and all that, will that increase the cost of the project? Is that going to have you planned on to try to address that in the future?
Yes, that is something was not expected, one thing, but the good thing is that Regional Water Authority, Bedford Regional Water, they are working with us, so we don't have to kind of like buy from somebody. We are working together for like kind of a win-to-win situation. Somebody wants to get rid, somebody wants to use it, kind of dirt, yeah.
But you still have to buy more materials to add it from 1,300 square foot to 1,600 some square foot. You still have to add more materials into the building itself, correct?
That would be, oh yes, cost of the building, yes, definitely, yeah, it will be. But if we are doing it, it's better to do it right to begin with. So that's why we waited and calculated that.
Okay, thank you.
Darryl, any questions?
Just curious, how much visibility will be able to see the building from 460?
We have not done the drone coverage, but that's for sure that there is a height restriction, and D-Day was really strong on it. So there is no way that it will make any impact where the visibility of the D-Day side will block. But if I have to guess, maybe second floor we can barely visible, but maybe third floor or for sure. And that would be, what do you think, maybe third or fourth floor we can see it from 460?
It's hard to tell, to be honest with you. You can't really visualize how high the building is, especially because the ground's not at the correct level.
Level, yeah.
Well, on some jobs, we'll take a big, huge helium balloon and stick it up there at the elevation, and then you can ride around and see if you can see it. But we haven't done that in a while. That is something we've done before, especially with the cell towers, when people are concerned about how visible cell towers are.
So just looking at, this information here, I mean, it looks like an impressive building, looks, somebody might want to stop, hey, that's a nice building. Oh, look, there's other things here too that we can do.
It is, yeah.
So, just one thought, could you think you could give Mary a letter kind of with these dates, kind of formalized, and just to make sure we're kind of, got something from you in writing that we can maybe attach to the performance agreement a little bit, just, that, I know that's kind of what the EDA had, they'd given the approval to sign the extension agreement, but they kind of wanted these dates too, so if you're gonna have to provide it for them, I mean, honestly, if you can just maybe formalize what you've told us tonight in just a letter format.
Sure.
That would be good, and then maybe we could make the same kind of approval, that, hey, we approve the extension subject to having this written letter with these dates formalized, and give me the approval. I guess, will I be signing that, or will you be signing that, Bart? I think I signed it last time.
No, I'm sorry, you will be signing that.
Oh, yeah, so give me some cover. Give me some cover, Since I put my name on it. Darn. But is everybody kind of okay with the explanations we've gotten tonight?
Oh, I'm fine with it, yeah.
And it's just a formality, kind of just backing up what you've kind of told us tonight from a kind of a timeline standpoint, if that will work.
We'll be glad to, yeah.
All right, well, any other questions for Ahmed? Or okay, if not, then I'd like to go ahead and just make a motion that we approve the extension agreement with the condition that the developer and engineer will provide a letter to us outlining these dates that have been outlined for when when the final design should be completed, when the fill dirt and grading will commence, expected completion date there, and expected date when footers will start.
Second.
Is that okay? You good? Okay, second. We got a second. Any further discussion?
Good things take time.
It does.
Keep on going.
All right, roll call.
Mr. Carson?
All right?
Mr. Foreman?
Aye.
Mr. Haley?
Aye.
Mr. Johannesson?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Mr. Updike?
Aye.
Mayor Black?
Aye.
Motion carries with 7 ayes.
All right, thank
Thank you
you.
guys for understanding.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next item is the resolution for USDA grant acceptance for a downtown strategic plan.
Town staff submitted a grant to the United States Department of Agriculture in February with authorization from Town Council for a Rural Business Development Grant, or RBDG. The grant program can pay for planning services for a strategic plan process that involves a community workshop and market analysis that will be used to create a strategic plan. The requested strategic plan can be used to inform the upcoming work of the comprehensive plan revision and assist the town in new business recruitment and existing business technical assistance. The USDA grant was awarded for $50,000 with no match requirement. The grant has a timeline of 1 year. The resolution in February provided that certain assurances and forms would be signed as part of the application submittal, as well as authorization to submit the grant. The application authorization required council to affirmatively act on a grant award if one was made, which is requested at this time. And after acceptance of the grant award and authorization to enter into an agreement with USDA, the town will procure a consultant to conduct the downtown strategic plan and provide technical assistance. Council will also need to include the grant award amount as an amendment to the adopted budget as a pass-through for the reimbursement to reflect the correct balance of revenue and expenditure as follows. a revenue increase in a line item to be identified as USDA grant of $50,000, and a corresponding expenditure increase in a line item to be titled USDA grant expense of $50,000. The grant match will be recorded by financial journal entry. Tonight, Town Council is requested to adopt the attached resolution accepting the USDA grant application and authorizing the town manager to sign the letter of conditions and related forms. Council is also requested to approve the above budget amendment, which will appropriate budget to the general ledger accounts listed for the USDA grant.
All right, do we have a motion to accept the grant funds, authorizing the staff to sign the required documents and amending the budget for the USDA Rural Business Development Grant in the amount of $50,000?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussions or questions for Ms. Zirkle? She's here tonight. So, you know, there's been a lot of talk, obviously, in the community about downtown and wanting to see it kind of get, you know, revitalized. And I think this is council taking a first step to actually do some long-term strategic planning on how we want to, you know, address our downtown. So I'm looking forward to, you know, seeing how this planning kind of comes together. I hope it will, and I'm sure it will include a good bit of public input and kind of fit that into, you know, the work we're doing on our comprehensive plan and, you know, and see what kind of strategies and items we can come up with to enhance our downtown and try to, you know, further encourage investment in businesses to you know, make their home downtown. So glad to see we were awarded this grant by the USDA, and you know, look forward to see what comes out of that.
It's a good start.
Any other comments, questions? All right, roll call.
Mr. Foreman?
Aye.
Mr. Haley?
Aye.
Mr. Johansson?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Mr. Updike?
Aye.
Mr. Carson?
Aye.
Mayor Black?
Aye.
Motion carries with 7 ayes.
All right, next item on the agenda is the renaming of Edmund Street Park.
Earlier this year, the town of Bedford assumed ownership of the property located at 600 Edmund Street, formerly identified as Edmund Street Park, through a cooperative effort with Bedford County and Bedford County Public Schools. Council Property Committee met on July 22nd, 2024, to discuss several aspects of the park, including plans for improvements, as well as its historic significance and the particular contributions of Mrs. Beulah Ellen Penn Payne to the facility and the community in general. At that meeting, the members of the Property Committee unanimously recommended that the facility should be renamed Beulah Payne Memorial Park at the Ball Diamond. Tonight, Town Council is requested to approve the attached resolution formally designating the town-owned property at 600 Edmund Street as Beulah Payne Memorial Park at the Ball Diamond.
And before we take a motion on that, to Bart, I would like to read into the record the resolution, and then we can take a motion on and a vote on formally designating this park as the Beulah Payne Memorial Park at the Ball Diamond. So resolution, Town of Bedford designating property at 600 Edmund Street as the Beulah Payne Memorial Park at the Ball Diamond. Whereas the property located at 600 Edmund Street within the town of Bedford has served as a facility formerly designated as Edmund Street Park for many years, which has functioned as a center point for recreational activity and is also known affectionately as the Ball Diamond. Whereas the park has historically taken on greater significance within the community as a safe haven, a recognized place of value, and a focal point of the adjacent neighborhood. Whereas the activities occurring within the park, both formally and informally organized, continue to promote interactions between all residents of the Bedford community, which promote ideals of mutual respect and universal humanity. Whereas Mrs. Beulah Ellen Penn Payne, in particular, played an active role in the operation, maintenance, and promotion of the facility, both in her formal role as playground director as well as her personal sense of calling. Whereas in her role as playground director for Edmund Street Park, Mrs. Payne led others in maintaining the facility and carrying out programs that applied constructive guidance for all participants and created an environment in particular in which she provided affection to all children as though they were her own. Whereas Mrs. Payne provided engaging services such as athletic programs and arts and crafts, and also actively demonstrated her concern for others by her leadership and service in organizations such as Total Action Against Poverty and her 27 years of service as Center Director for the Lynn Cagg Community Action Group. Whereas in the execution of her personal affairs, Mrs. Payne also demonstrated beneficial compassion and love for others, including serving as a source of information and direction for resources during the COVID pandemic, purchasing school clothes for students, and seeing that teenagers obtained appropriate documentation to pursue employment. And whereas the members of the Town Council Property Committee unanimously acted on July 22nd, 2024 to recommend renaming the facility located at 600 Edmund Street, the Beulah Payne Memorial Park at the Ball Diamond. Now therefore be it resolved in recognition of the significance of the facility and the personal contribution of Mrs. Beulah Ellen Penn Payne, that the Town Council does hereby designate the property located at 600 Edmund Street to be named Beulah Payne Memorial Park at the Ball Diamond. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the resolution.
So moved.
There's something else I'd like to mention too. I just learned this evening, that's why I hadn't let you know. I was contacted, I had already talked to the people that creating the sign, and they were working on it. I got a call this evening before this meeting that the sign is ready. So I will pick the sign up tomorrow and store it somewhere until we're ready to do what we have to do.
Sounds good.
Thank
So we got a motion by Vice Mayor, or
Well, let me withdraw that. I think it's appropriate
Yeah, I think Bob-
that Bob does that.
would you make the motion?
I sure do. I make a motion that we vote to rename the Edmund Street Park, the Beulah Payne Memorial Park at the Ball Diamond.
And I'll second.
All right. Any comments before we vote? No, I just wanted to thank Bob for his leadership on this issue. You know, we've been working hard to get this park back in the town's name. I'm glad we finally got that done. And I appreciate Bob's leadership in that, and also, you know, helping us to make sure we appropriately recognize the historical significance of this property, its contribution to the community, Ms. Payne's contribution to the community, and stay tuned. We got plans hopefully very soon to start making some plans to work on all our parks, not just this park, but coming up here in another month or so, we're going to have some conversations about you know, how we can upgrade our parks, and certainly the Ball Diamond will be part of that conversation as well. So without further ado, I would like to invite the Payne family up and present a framed certificate of this resolution. All right, without further ado, I think we're done.
Actually, you need to adopt the
Oh,
resolution.
that's right. Oh, yeah, we did need to vote on it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
The mayor said,
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Roll call. My fault.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get,
Mr. Haley?
Aye.
Mr. Johansson?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Mr. Updike?
Aye.
Mr. Carson?
Aye.
Mr. Foreman?
Aye.
Mayor Black?
aye.
Motion carries with 7 ayes.
With that, we'll adjourn now. Thank you. Keep it straight.
Thank you.